As a new year beckons in Marvel Contest of Champions, as I farm health potions by auto-fighting in Road to Labyrinth, and as we take down Christmas decorations and wait for Frank the Tortoise to wake up from his hibernation, we have a new side quest, which I thought, let's do a Sunday video on, Vault of the Deathless. The reason I'm doing a video on this is to explain the fact that there's more info to it, there's confusing info to it, and I think there's going to be further confusing info to it. So is the will and the way of the Marvel Contest of Champions swipe and tap. This event is going to be similar to most events in that it's going to be on a weekly rotation, it's going to have entry things, it's going to have a lot of weird stuff to it. I kind of loosely delved into it on Friday, but there is a lot more information, and as well Kabam have given some further information which I think is going to be important to go over, because I think by the end of it people are just going to be like, heh. I also want to look at the value of things when it comes to what Kabam put out in previous months versus what's kind of like on here. And there's a lot of other topics as well which are saved for other videos, like Kabam responding to the banquet event type thing, but that's a best saved thing for another day. So Kimoyo beads, Wakandan base event, entry, go in, do the thing, get out again. Gonna be Mysterium, gonna be other things as well. So you gain your Kimoyo beads from the solo event. You do have to fight with Saga champions. I don't know what Saga champions though. Are we talking about the Deathless Saga champions? Or are we talking about still the Glorious Games champions? Because that's what I kind of like see it as. Just yet, although we are in the Deathless Saga, but is it a saga the same way we've had sagas before? That was really unclear, and I think that's the problem with having it a pre-recorded live stream. You don't get to ask these questions and get some more answers to it. And I've been asking, as well as a couple of other content creators have been asking Kabam in our kind of like place of dialogue, you know, where's this? What is this? Can you clarify this? So it's just getting answers to questions. So the Kimoyo beads allow access to the Deathless Ritual weekly quests. So that is similar to how we've seen previous ones in the past. Similar to Chronoversary, but a little bit different in that it's not just Mysterium you're going to be getting from doing the participation in it. And the quest consists of 2 intertwining paths. It looks like from an entry perspective there's 16 entries, but it's very unclear as to like what you get each time. The reason I say that is that where the quests work, or the not death drive, sorry, but the Deathless Ritual weekly quest, is the rewards stack up. And what we're seeing in this video and what we're going to go over in a minute is Kabam have displayed as an exploration as opposed to an individual or kind of like a per run basis. Because it's not if it was a per run basis, wow, we'd be, as we say in the UK, quids in, or to kind of give it its kind of universal explanation, we're in the money, or we're in the rewards, so to speak. So being quids in or not, on a weekly basis, you'll be receiving, not this, you'll be getting from doing different things like the blasphemous solo objectives, it's a bulk of your rewards. So first of all, if you are let's go with the Paragon side of things, on a weekly basis with your objectives, first and foremost, we'll talk about quests in a minute, but on the objective side of things, you'll be receiving 2,000 Titan Crystal Shards, a certain amount of Mysterium, a little bit of Tier 4 Alpha Catalyst Fragments, and again, more Mysterium. To give a full rundown, it is about it's about 30,000 Mysterium over the course of the month. Now, here's where clarity is not here from Kabam on the matter, because there are some stuff that I've still got questions about, and I'm looking at going, this seems a little bit lower. Why is this not kind of as higher than it should be? A good case in point to that would be the volume of Tier 4 Alpha Fragments. Because first of all, with Void Conqueror, which is another set of objectives, you get 1,700 Tier 4 Alpha. Plus the fact that you'll be getting some Tier 4 Alpha with the Blasphemous Materials objective, right? This will set you up to 7,400. This is then added together with the vaults. So for the vaults, for say a Paragon player, Paragon and upwards, sorry I'm not covering everybody's progression, there's a lot to cover, but I'm just going by the spiciest of stuff. There's 4,000 there, 7,400 overall. Now that is a lot lower with the current meta of things, and I don't know if Kabam in 2025 will add in more reward opportunities, because if you go back in time to say Chronoversary and you try to find the tier for Alpha, which is there 5,700, I don't know if there's any. No, there doesn't look like there's any more that's added into it. If any case, it is a buff, and that's good to see an increase in tier 4 Alpha, but then there's other questionable elements as well at the volume of 7-star shards. Back in the, I think is it here? But there's it might be here, it might be elsewhere in the rewards information. No, it is here actually. No, it's not here. But when I look back on last month's other solo events, not side quest objectives and stuff, the volume of 7-star shards was a lot higher. There we go. After mass scrolling, I finally found it. 2,000 one week, 2,000 the next week, and then another 2,000, 2,000. That's 8,000 overall 7-star shards, compared with, if we then go to this time around, so the Vault of the Deathless, the 7-star shard volume is 4,000 right there. So there's like a 4,000 7-star shard depreciation on that from one month to the other, but a bump up in tier 4 alpha. So that's interesting, but it's not, I don't know if it's necessarily helpful to people, because some people will like 7-star shards, other people would like the tier 4 alpha, each to their own with it. At least with the Super Daily, we've got a bit of a bump up in that. I'm interested when Kabam are going to give information about when they plan to do some changes with it, because they did say they would be bumping it up. Now, would that be the announcement of a new type of progression? I'm not sure. I'm very cagey, and I've got big question marks about Kabam and what they're planning to put in this year. As you know from previous content, I've mentioned that. I feel they're going to be putting a new progression and other stuff as well. The Deathless sigil is something that interests me as to like the full clarity of it, and that is something that you get from doing weekly quests, which is consists of the Mysterium and a Deathless sigil. So if you get them on a weekly basis, this is where the confusion lies, because I asked Kabam how many of, and I thought that the Deathless sigil was to open up a path in the vault, but what it does is it opens up, yes, what you get from the vault, and it opens up a gate, but the volume of rewards on said gate or said path is actually minuscule, and the total amount for it actually can be seen right here. So this is the vault for Paragon, and first of all I saw this, I was like, does this open up 4 times? And I was like, if this is 4 times, this is fantastic, but it's kind of met with a no. So I've got a little bit of a kind of a statement from Kabam that I'm gonna probably showcase on screen. So first of all, they did say to me that it would be a one singular time you get those vault rewards, and it separated out those. So like take 2,000 7-star shards, divide it by 4. That's how that kind of would work out with that one. You get 1 blasphemous materials and 1 void conqueror objective per week. That's explaining that. Week 1 blasphemous gives Mysterium, week 2 gives tier 4 alpha, week 3 gives Mysterium, and week 4 gives Titan crystal shards. We've just read that. But the question mark and the kind of confusion is around the Void Conqueror. Gives before death crystal shards. Week 2 gives 7-star shards. Week 3 gives before death crystal shards. And week 4 gives tier 2 alpha primordial dust. Now, when I read this through, and I've got to go back to this to get, again, another idea of it. First of all, I was like, okay, well, this kind of explains where the redundant amounts of 7-star shards have gone. So if we go back up to Void Conqueror and go to Paragon section, there's a little bit of a kind of mysterious element to it. Like, well, there's no primordial dust here, which I'd expect it to be in. There's no, well, extra 7-star shards. There's of course tier 4 alpha and as well Mysterium. So I don't know if these are meant to be here or not with it. I guess it's down to the Trader's Outpost to boost up your rewards take home on a monthly basis, whether or not you like it or not. I'm not saying I'm getting bored with the Trader's Outpost. I am getting a little bit bored with it. I think I've said before, I'm a little bit bored with it because it's the same thing on repeat. I appreciate how Kabam want to run it, and that's where your extra rewards, by the way, are going, should be taken in from. If you're kind of going, well, the side quest rewards are weak, well, that's why, unfortunately, the Trader's Outpost is here to kind of mitigate that loss that you experience from it. And that's why I don't want to do Chronoversary. I stopped, I think, at like the 2021 because I just thought, oh, I'm so bored of this now. It's just repetitive. Good idea, just felt a little bit repetitive. The story behind it is quite good as well, like what's been run with a there's a little story narrative with Herbie and stuff, and that's cool. That's fine. It just doesn't float my boat, so to speak. But full respect to people that care about that. Either way, the thing that we pointed out is like the rewards volume is just, well, where is it? Like, where's certain things? Where's the more that I've looked through this, and I've double checked where I can see it. I can't see tier 2 primordial dust. So maybe whether there's something kind of like missing here, or something extra that's coming in, or something that Kabam have put in that like will come in at a later date. There are more mysteries here that meets the eye. Mysterium mysteries. And as well, the volume of like the Deathless sigil, will you pick up 500 7-star shards per time per week based on the take home of the vault, or how the vault system works with a Deathless sigil? There's still more questions to be had. We're going to be doing a full dissection. Also, it talks about all difficulties, and I don't know if that means you can do lower difficulties and pick up more Mysterium. Question mark. So there's a lot of questions that need answering. But I would say that because your entry is burnt on threat level entry, it's probably not with it. We'll be doing a full dissection of this next week when I do my How the Side Quest Works video, and of course there'll be more things as we cover the Deathless Saga stuff, and the Deathless Mausoleum and other things like that. But that's been a video. Thank you very much for watching. Check out some other content. I'll see you all soon. Have a lovely day, and goodbye.